Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on where you are in this world. God bless you. This is Gloria White coming to you from Utah, USA. Today we're going to be continuing in the Old Testament in the book of Hosea, and we are starting in chapter 6. Come and let us return unto the Lord, for he hath torn, and he will heal us. He hath smitten, and he will bind us up. And this is an unfulfilled prophecy here in verse 2. After 2 days will he revive us, and the third day he will raise us up, and we shall live in his sight. Then shall we know, if we follow on to know the Lord. His going forth is prepared as the morning, and he shall come unto us as the rain, as the latter and former rain unto the earth. O Ephraim, what shall I do unto thee? O Judah, what shall I do unto thee? For your goodness is as a morning cloud, and as an early dew, it goeth away. Therefore have I hewed them by the prophets. I have slain them by the words of my mouth. And thy judgments are as the light that goeth forth. For I desired mercy, and not sacrifice, and the knowledge of God more than burnt offerings. But they, like men, have transgressed the covenant. There have they dealt treacherously against me. Gilead is a city of them that work iniquity, and is polluted with blood. And as troops of robbers wait for a man, so the company of priests murder in the way by consent, for they commit lewdness. I have seen an horrible thing in the house of Israel. There is a whoredom of Ephraim. Israel is defiled. Also, O Judah, he has set an harvest for thee, when I return the captivity of my people. Chapter 7. When I would have healed Israel, then the iniquity of Ephraim was discovered, and the wickedness of Samaria. For they commit falsehood, and the thief cometh in, and the troop of robbers spoileth without. And they consider not in their hearts that I remember all their wickedness. Now their own doings have beset them about. They are before my face. They make the king glad with their wickedness, and the princes with their lies. They are all adulterers, an oven heated by the baker, who ceases from rising after he hath kneaded the dough, until it be leavened. In the day of our king, the princes have made him sick with bottles of wine. He stretched out his hand with scorners. For they have made ready their heart like an oven, whiles they lie in wait. Their baker sleepeth all the night. In the morning it burneth as a flaming fire. They are all hot as an oven, and have devoured their judges. All their kings are fallen. There is none among them that calleth unto me. Ephraim, he hath mixed himself among the people. Israel, Ephraim is a cake not turned. In other words, he's burned. Strangers, and turn back to the Lord. Strangers have devoured his strength, and he knoweth it not. Yea, gray hairs are here and there upon him, yet he knoweth not. He didn't learn anything as he's growing old. And the pride of Israel testifieth to his face. And they do not return to the Lord their God, nor seek him for all this. Ephraim also is like a silly dove without heart. They call to Egypt, they go to Assyria. When they shall go, I will spread my net upon them. I will bring them down as the fowls of the heaven. I will chastise them as their congregation hath heard. They didn't turn to the Lord for his protection. They turned to Assyria. Woe unto them, for they have fled from me, destruction unto them, because they have transgressed against me. Though I have redeemed them, yet they have spoken lies against me, and have not cried unto me with their heart. When they howled upon their beds, they assemble themselves for corn and wine, and they rebel against me. Though I have bound and strengthened their arms, yet do they imagine mischief against me. They return, but not to the Most High. They are like a deceitful bow. Their princes shall fall by the sword for the rage of their tongue. This shall be their derision in the land of Egypt. Chapter 8. Set the trumpet to thy mouth. He shall come as an eagle against the house of the Lord, because they have transgressed my covenant, and trespassed against my law. Israel shall cry unto me, My God, we know thee. Israel hath cast off the thing that is good. The enemy shall pursue him. They have set up kings, but not by me. They have made princes, and I knew it not. Of their silver and their gold have they made them idols, that they may be cut off. Thy calf, O Samaria, the golden calf, the image, O Samaria, hath cast thee off. Mine anger is kindled against thee. How long will it be ere they attain to innocency? For from Israel was it also. The workman made it. Therefore it is not God. It's talking about the way that they make their false idols. They cut down and they take a log from a tree, and they carve images into it, and they cover it with silver and gold, and they set it up underneath the trees at on the tops of the mountains, and where it's shady, and then they make their sacrifices and go give the Lord's blessing before these false idols, and they fall down before them and pray and worship them. Should God be angry? For from Israel was it also, the workman made it. Therefore it is not God. But the calf of Samaria shall be broken in pieces, the golden calf. Remember the golden calf? For they have sown the wind, and they shall reap the whirlwind. It hath no stalk. The bud shall yield no meal. If so, be it yield. The strangers shall swallow it up. If it does, the strangers are going to have it. You won't. Israel is swallowed up. Now shall they be among the Gentiles, as a vessel wherein is no pleasure. For they are gone up to Assyria, as a wild ass alone by himself. Ephraim hath hired lovers. Yea, though they have hired among the nations, now will I gather them, and they shall sorrow a little for the burden of the King of princes. Because Ephraim hath made many altars to sin, altars shall be unto him to sin. The altars to worship false idols. I have written to him the great things of my law, but they were counted as a strange thing. They sacrifice flesh for the sacrifices of mine offerings, and eat it. But the Lord accepted them not. Now will he remember their iniquity and visit their sins. They shall return to Egypt. For Israel hath forgotten his Maker, and build the temples, and Judah hath multiplied fenced cities. But I will send a fire upon his cities, and it shall devour the palaces thereof. Turned away. They turned away from God. Be careful you don't turn away from him when these hard times are starting. Don't turn away from him, because he's going to visit your unfaithfulness. They turned to false idols. That's why I keep telling you guys, don't put anything between you and God. Don't let a television set, don't let your family, don't let your friends, don't let your job, don't let your phone, don't let anything get between you and God. Don't seek after money and riches of this world. Seek out of heavenly treasures and the joy that's going to come in the next world when we're in heaven. We won't have to be troubled by the things in this world anymore. There won't ever be any evil in heaven again. And he's going to lock up all the gold and silver and the metals that used for war. There'll be no more. You'll see, things will be good. Things will be very good. And he will feed us and take care of us and love us. And we'll be there to worship our God day in and day out. Okay, so, let me show you something. See this? My grandmother, she embroidered this. She embroidered it. It's so beautiful to me. My Mama Freeman. Okay, and as always, I love you. On to the next book.